Hey guys, so I just woke up, but turns out the OCG released their ban list. So of course, I just want to clarify this is for the OCG, not TCG. Hopefully, we do get one soon as well. But you know what? I think it's always interesting to see the OCG list because they are at least a format ahead of us. So you know what? Sometimes they can give a little bit of a picture in terms of which cards, for example, from a specific archetype, might be a particular problem, especially for cards that we don't even have access to yet. So basically, before the ban list, I thought maybe I'd just take a quick look at what the OCG meta is looking like. It looks like at least in the most recent one on Road to the King, Ubel is actually taking up quite a lot as well, and Snake Eye, it looks like it's more so Fiendsmith Snake Eye, which is something I think a lot of us are a little bit concerned with once Infinite Forbidden comes to play. And of course, Snake Eye, if left at full power, it's going to be pretty strong, and of course Tenpai Dragon being kind of like the big three essentially. So this is sort of like the OCG list that just got released. It looks like newly banned cards. By the way, I'm just kind of using like the translation feature, so I'm not really sure how accurate this is, but it looks like Catapult Turtle rather, Kaiser Coliseum are the only banned cards, I guess. So I don't think that's really all that exciting. I'm guessing there's some kind of FTK that they have to address, and then Kaiser Coliseum, that's already banned for us from quite some time ago. So I think that's probably just playing catch up. Plush Fire, this is like the newly limited cards. This did have a rather errata announced, so I'm sure this will come for us as well whenever our next list is. Kieran, I'm kind of surprised Beatrice is not banned. I'm not sure what it was at before. Because for us it's limited as well, and I think a lot of people, you can also check out that ban list prediction survey I did recently, by the way. Well, I think a lot of people are hoping this gets banned preemptively because of Fiendsmith stuff, and to put it at 1, I'm not sure if that really is going to do anything at this point, at least for OCG. Obviously the metas are different. I think people actually, come to think of it, I think people are hoping Maxi for it to get finally banned, just because I guess maybe one of the reason is the new kind of quote-unquote Maxi that's for us coming out in Infinite Forbidden, which is obviously a watered down version of it, and I'm sure in OCG it's already illegal, but I guess they still decided to keep it. SV being put to 1, of course, I believe this was put to 2 in the last list, which was a little controversial, right? Because it's like, well, what's that gonna really do? And so they put it to 1, and even that, is it really gonna do anything? Again, I don't really know what the deck lists are looking like over there. I made a comment on this for us and the TCG, where really putting it to 1 just wouldn't do anything at this point. It would have made a difference back when Rescue Ace was tier 1, they were playing 2, but really nowadays everyone's just playing 1 anyways. Snake Eye Ash, I don't know, I forget what this was at in the OCG previously, but this is something that I think it might even happen for us even on the next list, which of course OCG is a format ahead of us, as I mentioned before, but this is definitely up for debate in terms of getting kind of a hit when Snake Eye does get hit. I don't even know what this card is, to be honest with you, so I'm not even gonna have a commentary on that one. They did limit Sangan Summoning. This is obviously a really busted field spell, and so for us, I did put this on the ban list prediction survey as well. I really doubt they would hit it that fast for us, especially with Tenpai Dragons getting more support in Infinite Forbidden. So I'm sure they will just let them have some really high power success format first before actually hitting anything from Tenpai Dragons, as we've seen really with any meta deck. Like, they usually get to play around for a little bit more. Summon limit to 1 for us, of course it very recently got banned, although Anti-Spell got put to 1 instead, and hopefully that gets banned too. So I guess they're both OCG, TCG, they're like starting to hit more floodgates as well, but this perhaps they should just ban it too. Newly semi-limit some of the Dragon Rulers. I really haven't been doing anything for the TCG as well, as they came back. Ooh, okay, Spiral. Quick fix. So Spiral, it's been a while since it's been meta for us. It basically had meta relevance 2 separate occasions for us. The most recent one being essentially just before the pandemic happened, early 2020 if I recall, and that deck, even though it was tier 1, I felt it was, if you look at some of the meta decks now, it's just nothing in comparison, right? It was very prone to draw. It was, I believe, also kind of known to be a little bit bricky as well, and I mean, its end board was pretty strong, but again, it was definitely very beatable compared to what we see now. And then you have Bonfire to 2. This is something, I don't know, maybe TCG could potentially hit as well, even on the next list. I mean, I didn't even bother, I don't think, put it on the ban list prediction survey, but I think in the future it's something that could potentially get hit as well. And then I guess Lifted, okay, so we have Ib. I can't remember if that came to 1 or 3 for us, but you know what, when it did come back, it really didn't do anything. I thought we would see some crazy combos again, but really not. Colossus, so this coming to 1, unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, also didn't really do too much. for us. I mean, obviously there were some people that were trying out, for example, like with Corridor and even like branded lists could play this with just one brand infusion. They could make this easy by playing some of the smaller Thunder Dragon packages, but I guess it just really ended up not being worth it. There's just a lot of ways to out this nowadays. Time Seal, this is something that I mean really doesn't do anything. It's just super slow, very old card, and definitely not worth putting it like a banned or limited or anything. So you know what, I think this list was pretty small, all things considered, at least in terms of small, not in terms of the number of cards that were changed, but more so just in terms of overall impact. I'm sure people were expecting for more, but I know the OCG ban list can get a little bit weird. So, definitely let me know what your thoughts are on this OCG list. Whether you think it has any kind of reflection on what might happen in the TCG, whether on our next list or our next list, as we get kind of caught up with whatever the OCG meta is at this point. So, also looking forward to just hearing your thoughts in general on what you hope for our next ban list whenever it comes out. So, definitely a huge thanks to all of you for watching. Big thanks to my patrons and sponsors as always. Definitely go check out that ban list prediction survey for the TCG that I did recently, and well, take care, guys.